Evening peeps, evening, welcome back to the channel. Tonight we've got round 3 of the Super Formulas hosted over there on Facebook by, I nearly forgot your name then, P1 Race Community. I nearly said the Super Formulas for some reason. But no, we're back with the Super Formulas tonight, round 3, live from Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. It's a 50-minute enduro. We'll have a look at that now. So, oh, no, that's the wrong one. That's what I meant to do. So, round 3, it's a 10-minute qualifier, which is going to kick off about 5 past. I think we're just waiting for another driver to join the lobby. Full 50-minute endurance race here tonight. Fuel depletion is at times 3, tyre wear is at times 5. The weather, it's going to be the afternoon and CO1, whatever that means. I'm going to have to get a lift of those, aren't I? And they have to use a set of softs and mediums throughout the race. Settings bop on, brake balance and downforce can be adjusted. Corner cutting is on light, and pit lane penalties is on. So if they exit the pits and cross the white line, they do pick up a great big 3-second penalty that they've got to try and lose. Oh no, I'm assuming they've got penalty zones on as well, which usually ends up on the fastest part of the circuit, which always damages a lap. So, points-wise, individually, we've got Mocking Weeks leading the way with 54 points. He's being chased down by Pilgrim at the minute in second with 41 points. Nipping his heels is Skippy, though, in third with 40 points. We've got Tyre Slayer in fourth with 38 points. Captain Pugwash not racing this week, unfortunately. He's in fifth with 33 points. We've got P1 Rob in sixth with 31 points. Marshall in seventh with 28 points. We've got Frank Bean in 8th with 26 points. Oh, right alongside Manny, actually. Joint 8th then, both 26 points. Manny and Frank Bean. 10th place is Ricky J. He's got himself 21 points. In fact, joint 10th. He's also alongside Dylan, but he's a reserve driver, so I don't think he's racing either. Can't see him in the lobby. The Dodger's got himself 12th place. He's sitting on 20 points. We've got Dizzy on 15 points, in 13th. And Vacant has got no points in 14th, but Vacant isn't a driver. So, where's that gone? I've lost one. There we go. That's what I needed to see. So, team points-wise, because they are in pairs, we've got Eco Hands driving, and they're taking first place at the minute in the Constructors. That's 84 points on the championship table. We've got Haskis Penthouse in second with 81 points. Jordan in third with 64 points. We've got McLaren Marlborough 54 points in fourth. Williams Cannon in fifth with 21 points. Braun GP in sixth with 36 points. Aston Martin in seventh with 31 points. So that is points up until now, people. Merch still available, t-shirts and stickers. Let me know if you want any of those. Hit me up, .smoker, Google it. Right, into the lobby. Let's see who we've got in. So we're about a minute away from qualifying. Just waiting for that lobby to reset. We have got Obi-Wan in the room tonight. We've got Manny, Marshall, Mocking Weeks, Tyre Slayer, Skippy, Rob, Fudder, Ricky J and the Dodger. Did I even see Fudder on the score sheet? I don't think I did. But racing tonight nonetheless. So we wait for this lobby to reset, and then we'll get on with 10 minutes qualifying. Again, 50-minute endurance here at Spa. It's not the easiest of tracks. If the weather stays sound, it should be okay, but obviously it just said CO1, so I'm assuming that that's a sort of normal weather setting. I don't think it's rain. The last thing you want here in Super Formulas is rain, for certain. Right, qualifying just about to get underway then. Drivers just leaving the pits. So you'll see this pit exit line on the left there. They have to stay inside of that. If they cross that before coming to the end of it, they do pick up a 3-second penalty. Like I say, I'm not sure if it's the same on the run into the pits as well. We'll have to see. So drivers out on track now then. Mocking Week's first man out in his cardboard car. Driving for Team Haas. Current championship leader. Ricky J driving for the Brawn GP team. Or maybe back to the pits to get some repairs. It's caught him out. The damage will repair itself, but he's got to get himself pointing in a straight line first. Who's he been passed by? Manny's gone past him. Let's get some of these liveries, shall we? Yeah. Let's go up to, there's Mocking Weeks. Livery looking pretty good. So the We Are Driven Foundation are actually trying to bring awareness to the ACPMP cancer, appendix cancer charity. Being as Steve, who set up this whole group, the P1 race community, unfortunately succumbed to that particular cancer, and obviously it plays a big part in the P1 race community now. So that's why you'll see the ACPMP dotted all over the place. Obviously my logo in there as well. Thank you very much. So there's Manny's driving in the Benson and Hedges yellow. Oh, he's into the pits already. Okay, he's not happy with his mediums. I think he's changing onto those soft tyres for a go. The Rizzler Penthouse livery of Skippy. No ACPMP, but there is Baggy on the side. You can just see him on the little winglet next to the driver. Not that side, you can't. There he is. It is We Are Driven t-shirt. Was that We Are Driven or P1? Rob S we missed. Aston Martin colourways there then. So still just started the hot lap, so no need to go flapping about times just yet. Obi and the Vodafone Mobile One, sorry. Vodafone Mercedes-Benz livery. Silver arrows. Manny we've seen in the yellow Honda. There's Ricky J in the Brawn. ACPMP as well, smashed down the side of his car. Great. Another Benson and Hedges livery on board with Tyre Slayer. Dodger in another cardboard cutout. Marshall sitting in the pits along with Fudder. Not sure why they're both just sitting there, but if they're not part of the championship, maybe they're just starting from the back, not bothering to put in qualifying times. Mocking Weeks is going to be the first person to set a lap though, so we'll see what he puts in. Again, only a short little 10-minute qualifier. It's a long circuit as well. Obviously gets shortened a little bit by the speed of these sub formulas, sitting at 1:48 on out laps. Let's see what the fast laps are saying. Down towards this final chicane. It used to be a bus stop, but they changed it. Up towards the line then. He sticks in a, oh, it's a 1:55.5 then for Mocking. Skippy just sticking in a 1:55.8 for himself, so just under 3/10 back from Mocking. Rob S just coming up to the line. He sticks in a 1:56.1.6 back from Mocking's pole sitting lap. Obi, a 1:59.5. Oof. A little bit slow there for Obi. He's on the soft tyres, bit of wear showing on those. Ricky J, he's just crossed the line, put in a 1:59.8 for himself. Tyre Slayer, he's put in a 1:59.8 as well, but he sits behind Ricky J for the time being. Dodger, not crossed the line yet. Manny's still out on track as well. Manny did come into the pits, so that's his outlap thrown in the bin, I think. Yeah, 2:05 when he came into the pits, but we'll see what Dodger puts in. Oh, a little bit wide through Blanchimont. Down the gears, fast through there. Get that car slowed down. All right, up towards the line then. What have you got, Dodger? Last person to stick a fast lap in. It's a 2:04.0 for him. The man has got to put his official hot lap in. He came into the pits at the end of his his out lap, sorry. So his second lap doesn't really come into contention. So it is this man currently on pole. Couple of laps remaining for anybody to try and unseat him. Towards the line again then. Has he been able to skim any time off of that previous one? 1:55 he has. Half a second. Still finding time. Skippy's decided to come in. He's changing his tyres. Well, Mocking Weeks has thrown himself in the pits as well. Rob S then towards the line. He sticks in a 1:55.8, so throws himself into third on the grid. Obi stays fourth, 1:55.8 as well, so found another little bit of time here. 56 for Manny. He's fifth on the grid. A little bit quicker for Tyre Slayer as well. He's got himself a 1:57.9. Ricky J, he's lost a little bit of time actually. 2:01.2 for him on that second hot lap. Dodger, 2:04.0 for him. Mocking Weeks, who's been in the pits and come back out, so currently sitting in 8th until he crosses the first time in line. Has to do that, otherwise it holds him in 8th. There we go, he's just crossed it, so he throws him back into first on the grid. Just under 3 minutes of qualifying left then. Opportunities to get to the line and stick in another hot lap. Most drivers on the same piece of circuit as well, so all of these drivers from Mocking Weeks ahead will get another lap. I think the guys over by the start-finish line might as well, but depends if they've been it. Oh no, there's a driver parked up at La Source. Who's that? Who's parked up at La Source? Aha, the Dodge. So he won't be getting another lap in them. Yes, Pugwash, he'll be back racing on Wednesday. Okay. Oh, from Wednesday. Okay. Still on holiday. No worries. Yeah, I think you mentioned that on Thursday night, didn't you? So yeah, Dodger looking quite content with his times. Other drivers just coming through then. There's Mocking Weeks just come out of the pits. Is it? Yeah, it is an out lap for him. So 1:30 left on the clock. He will get an opportunity for another lap here then. Skippy already around that corner, being harassed by Manny at the minute down there. Oh, letting him through. Manny trying to get past. Better that time. It is Skippy currently sitting in second. Obi back out of the pits. He's not going to get an opportunity to stick another hot lap in. He might have to settle for third unless anybody else gets faster than him. Manny again on his final hot lap. Now got Skippy closing back up on him behind him. Skippy did just let him through. Oh, Tyre Slayer, he's on the gravel. The end of, what's that, Pubon? Pubon? No, it's not Pubon, it's Les Combes. Second part of Les Combes, he's binned it into the gravel. That's that lap thrown in the bin. Manny's done with his lap as well, swerving all over the place. Ricky J still out on a hot lap. And again, the Dodger had already pulled over, so I think that's the end of... Oh, I'll tell you what I've not done. Boom, I've not turned the sound on for you lot. Why didn't you tell me, Captain Pugwash? There you go. Here's some cars now. Yeah, Dodger still parked up then. Marshall, Fudder and Rob S sitting in the pits, just waiting for the end of qualifying. 10 minutes is over now then. So it is all about finishing these laps. If anyone can unseat Mocking Weeks, he's 0.8 of a second quicker than anyone else so far. It's a big old chunk of time to beat. probably the best contender to take that off him, but he's just come out of the pit, so he's on an outback. You couldn't have been listening in Brazil, you could have only been listening to me, you weren't listening to cars, were you? Oh, there you go, Martin Weeks finishing his lap. A bit of ramming going on, always is. Skippy's gone for another go. Time's well over though, so he sits in second. Rob S has come through at the end of qualifying, stuck in a third position, hot lap. Pushes Obi down to fourth then, he's still out on a lap, but he's well over the time now. Manny is either doing a burnout or he's doing a burnout. Someone's burning out on him, one of the two. So he sits in fifth, Tyre Slayer in sixth, not that you can see him either. Ricky J in seventh. There's always been a ramming going on in quad. Come on, boys. Just be professional sim racing drivers. Dodger, he sits in 8th then. Marshall, he's come out of the pits. He's picked himself on the 3-second pit lane penalty. He's going to be in 9th then, and Fudder is going to be in 10th on the grid. Swans doing horrible things to their cars. Manny. One somewhere. You're not going to see it like that tyre. You get epilepsy. Get like that. There's Tyre Slayer and Manny trying to burn out sets of tyres. Team Benson and Hedges. It's getting into 6 boys. Get their tyres spinning right up. Dukes, evening brother. How are you doing, my friend? Old man, is you alright? It's a Team Oliver Racing back, that's what we need. So, just wait for Weeks to finish setting the grid. Crack on with this full 50-minute tour over here tonight at Spa. He's very, very still in his cockpit, concentrating hard there, mocking Weeks. Other people, not so much. You ever see this in Formula 1 on TV? I don't see much of that, do you? Imagine if you turned it on Sunday and there it was. It's not playing Demolition Derby. £2 million race cars. Burnouts and reverse. It's chaos, look at it. Always happening. Obi being nice and sensible over there, just keeping out of the way. Oh, he's the other end of the circuit, that's why he knows what happens. He knows. Got that front end, end of the start finish line, this is what you get. You can tell who's driving what. Just staying out of the way of that chaos as well. Fudder's thinking, screw that, I'm not going up there. Marshall's just dealing with his 3-second penalty in the corner. If Rob would stroll well, maybe. Right, here we go then. 10 drivers on the grid for round 3. These lights to go on as second day drop. Get this one underway. False starts are on though, so they drop that hammer a little bit early. It could be chaos off the line. Let's have a look. The lights go on now then. And we're off for round 3. It's a good start by everyone. Nobody's peeled it into the pit wall yet. Into the source. Fast first corner. Just turning up a bit late, so Mocking Weeks leads us down the hill then. Whoa! Right. Oh, hold on, there's chaos. Mocking Weeks has disappeared. chaotic restart because Pilgrim's just turned up. Yeah, look. Yeah, people leaving the lobby. So, after a great start, we're going to restart because Pilgrim's just turned up. You wretches. See, everyone gets all excited. Good luck, everyone. It's lights out and away we go and all that. And look, we're having a restart because it's chaos. Even Pilgrim's being called useless. So, oh, come on, get us in. Let's get this one underway ASAP. It could be a streaker on the track. It could be. To you, Mr. Hitman, if you had one too many again. So, does anyone know if it matters if you cut the inside of that pit lane? Does that pick up the penalty, or is it just the outside line? I assume it's just the outside line to keep you out of danger of passing cars, but. Pilgrim. So all drivers in the lobby. We've got 11 on track now then for the race. We just wait for them to sort it all out again. And then who's just said that? Someone's just said that. Great start. You've gone and ruined it. Drivers opt for a different set of tyres again, so they have to use a set of soft and mediums throughout this one. They have got overtake function available throughout the race as well. They only get a set amount of it, so it doesn't reset. Once you've used it, you've used it. You'll see that bar. You can just see the little bar, the turbo bar next to the rev counter, well not the rev counter, but the throttle response. Another bar there with the overtake function, which is pretty much like a KERS system. So here we go again then. Round 3.1, I suppose. So let's get ourselves up front. Does everyone get a good start like they did in the first attempt at this? Let's see then. Lights go on again. And it is lights out and away we go. It's a poor start from Mockin. Oh my god, it's chaos. It's chaos. He's taken out Manny. Not sure what happened to Mockin, but he's all the way down in 10th position. What a poor start from him. He won't be happy with that at all. No idea what happened. Didn't look like a false start. Didn't come up with anything. So that does leave Skippy to lead us down the hill this time then. Being chased by Obi-Wan. Bit of a gap then back to Tyre Slayer as drivers were avoiding the chaos. There is now a bit of battle for third position. Rob S and Marshall already looking at that place. Rob S throws one up the inside on the way up to there's Combs. Marshall actually goes for a little bit of a look as well up the inside. Tyre Slayer. Oh, he's run a bit wide through there. Oh, and he's clattered into Marshall on the way through. It's chaos through Les Combs. Weeks trying to work his way back through this field ASAP. So let's run through the order already. Skippy then leads, Obi-Wan second, Rob S in third, Marshall in fourth, Dodger fifth, Tyre Slayer sixth, Pilgrim in seventh, Mocking Weeks already up to 8th position, Footer in 9th, Ricky J in 10th. Oh, Ricky J's got half a second penalty. Manny's down in 11th, so Manny got caught up with Mockin early on. Not sure if he's had another little bit of an off somewhere. Way down the order at the minute. So back up front, Skippy leading then. Skippy, I nearly called him. For the Whistler Penthouse team leading the way. He's only just in front of Obi-Wan, keeping him well in his sights at the minute. Medium tyre versus a soft tyre here though, so Obi-Wan should be able to make short work of Skippy really, especially on the run down towards Les Combs. As long as he doesn't spin it at the source. with a timer right in the middle of your screen. An exit through there from both drivers. 0.6 of a second in it between it now, between Obi-Wan and Skippy. He's getting a bit of a toe down it. It's a long old straight. Can he make it work for him? Closing the gap. Soft tyre on board for Obi. Medium tyre on board for Skippy. Gets himself back in the toe. Closing the gap. It's at 0.4. It's not going to be enough, I don't think, before this comes. He needs a little bit of that overtake function to try and push himself up towards Skippy, but it's not enough. Keeps himself in touching distance though. A little bit of a wobble there from Skips, I think it was. Slowed him down a little bit and brings Obi a little bit closer. They're both pulling away from Rob S though, 1.9 seconds back to the third place driver. It gaps back to Marshall in fourth as well, 3.3 seconds on that soft tyre. Trying to take out the bollards on his way through there. Mockinweed's already up to fifth position. He's absolutely flying through this back half of the field. Just 1.4 off the back of Marshall at the minute. Tyre Slayer's sticking with him. He's just 0.6 back himself. Oh, Manny. Oh, Manny's got issues. Not sure if he's going to continue racing. He's got a bit of a wheel issue. Not sure if it's steering or accelerator brake. Seems to be working quite well. Steering kind of seems to work. Maybe it's just an intermittent fault. You need the aftermarket cooling fan on top. What wheel have you got, Manny? Let me know what wheel you've got. If you've got a T300, you need the aftermarket cooling fan bolted on top. That's the way. Back up front then, Skippy still leads just by half a second at the minute. Obi a little bit closer as they cut into La Source, but Obi has picked up half a second penalty. He's got to lose. Oof. Gets a wobble on out of La Source as well, as does Rob S. Both hang on to it. Not sure where the penalty zone is here. It might be along this very stretch, which is an absolute kick in the teeth because it's one of the fastest sections of the course. Down to Blanchimont, around that last corner, down to that. It's another horrible place, always on the fastest parts of the circuit. Still keeping himself right in touch with Skippy at the minute though, 0.5 of a second. Let's just jump on board with Skippy. We'll have a look at the wear on his tyres. Not looking too bad. A little bit more obviously on the softs of Obi-Wan's. Should have made those work and got his way past Skippy already. Pushing hard now though, right on his tail, splings one at the inside, even with that half a second penalty. Skippy can't do anything but leave the door open and let him drive through. Skippy's got to push them. Okay, so it is on the run down to Blanchimont. Just around this final corner, you can see that line increasing in size. That means he's getting closer to the penalty zone, which is now those two marks. Throttle drops off. He has to pick that speed back up again. Skippy gets back through into that top spot due to it. Almost keeping himself in touch though on the medium tyre. Mockinweed is bringing that gap down. He's just 1.4 back, 0.6 back. Moves a little bit more through the chicane. Pulls it back on the way out though. 1.5, 1.4. Tyre Slayer now dropped off the back of Mockinweed, now 2 seconds behind him, falling into the clutches of Marshall. Again, we may see Manny eject himself out of this race if his wheel doesn't start playing games. Marshall then on the hunt for Tyre Slayer. Let's have a look. What is he, 0.5 back? Enough, a little bit of overtake being used. That's not, sorry, he's not. Most runs into the back of Tyre Slayer around there. Still a bit skitty, these super formulas. Then in 7th, also working his way through the field. Started at the back of the pack. In 8th at the minute, being harassed by Ricky J. Ricky J got another half a second penalty he's got to lose. He's picking that up in the same corner possibly. Sargent right behind them as well. So a good little battle for 8th, 9th and 10th at the minute. Again, Manny might just be really struggling with his wheel if it's not steering correctly, or again, I don't know what the fault is, but he's losing time. So Skippy has made a little bit of a mistake. Obi-Wan's managed to claw that time back on him. Kept it close on the out of the source, I would imagine. Puts him into P1 then, almost a second ahead of Skippy, just coming into this final section. Through there cleanly for both drivers. Rocky Weeks is pushing his way to the front. He's already in 3rd position. Not too far off the back of these two either, just 2.1 off the back of Obi. Storming first part of the race at the minute, Mockin. Lap 5, he's come from pretty much the back to 3rd position. Again, no idea what happened, there was no movement from him at all on the line. Unfortunately, still closing the gaps, just a second behind Skippy, 2 seconds behind Obi. He's to get himself within that tow range of Skippy in front, which he should be able to do. Again, he's on a soft tyre versus the medium tyre of Skippy in front. He's right on his tail, right on his tail. Into Brussels they go then, Skippy holding that outside line. It's all over his tail though. Heading down towards the double apex of P1. Fast through here as well. So, is Mockinweed's been able to make move on Skippy. Out of Campus into Blanchimont. Let's have a look. Picking up speed now then. Just a quarter of a second behind him. Right on his tail, that slipstream. They are both drivers closing up on the race leader. Goes for a move up the inside, Mockin. Oh, Skippy's not playing. Skippy's gone here. Oh. Hold the inside line into the other corner, but both drivers not getting a great exit. He's having another little look into the source, but it's not going to be. Got to be careful they don't lose Obi-Wan in this fight. So on board with Mockin now, then down the hill. Goes for the move on Skippy, side by side through here. This could be absolute mayhem and chaos. No, Skippy backs off and lets Mockinweed go through. Needs to hang on to that slipstream though. Again, but it's a soft tyre versus medium tyre battle here. A little bit of overtake being used by both drivers. Skippy coming back to... Almost had a little look at the inside for second again. He's compromised his line into that corner though. You can see the gap just developing. A little bit wide through there. That's going to bring Rob S closer to him as well. So the gap between first and second now just 0.9 of a second. Heading down towards P1. Again, just remember that Mockin Weeks has made it from pretty much the back of the pack here. Closing down on Obi, that gap at 0.8. Could be absolutely destroying his tyres here though. Going for a very different strategy now. He's had a poor start, so we'll see. He could be going for as many sets of soft as he feels he needs, and just stick a set of mediums on. 1 or 2 laps, still in that tow range. Quarter of a tank of his overtake function almost used there. So, look at the tyres on Mockins. We're going to jump forward to Obi-Wan. We'll have a look at his tyres as well. I'm sure Mockin Weeks has been pressing really hard to try and close these gaps. Actually not too dissimilar. There's a little bit more wear on Obi's softs than there is on Mockins. So Mockin has absolutely stomped this thing around Spa and kept his tyres in better condition than Obi. And closed the gap as well. 0.6 is the exit source. Overtake function been used. Obi not overtake at the minute. Overtake function being used again by Mockin, closing that gap up on Obi. Has he got it? Will be going defensive. On the outside, who's got the metal to brake latest? It is going to be Obi. Mockin drops it behind him again. So Rob S, there you go, Rob S had closed that gap up on Skippy, was able to take the position off him as well, so into third for Rob S, Skippy drops to fourth. Oh, tyre slayer in fifth. I thought I had some tyres going a little bit wayward. It was Marshall just out of shot. Sitting in sixth, but right on the tail of tyre slayer as it stands. Ricky J then into seventh, no penalty on board as it stands, 24 seconds behind the top six. He's got 3.6 over Dodger at the minute. Dodger also big gaps behind, 16.2 back to Pilgrim. He's being harassed by Fudder Engineering. Pilgrim might actually be pulling away a little bit. Keep an eye on that one. There's Manny at the back. He's closed that gap up, but again, I think he's just struggling with his wheel. Playing up, so back up front then. Obi, I think Mockins dropped himself in the pits. Okay, so Obi now 4.6 seconds ahead of Rob S. Rob S stays out. One of these drivers stay out. Skippy stays out. Marshall stays out. I think Mockin Weeks has been in the pits. No, he's not. He's binned it. Oh, he's binned it somewhere. Throwing himself in the pits for a fresh set of softs, but he's not. Oh, what a shame. Got to do it all again then. Mockin, 18.8 seconds behind race leader now. J just 6.9 behind him. His teammate Dodger 3.7 back. Fudder's got himself back past Pilgrim. Battle going on there for 9th and 10th then. Manny just trying to claw himself back onto the tail end of that fight. Big gap here though for Obi to play with. Marshall and Skippy are swapping positions. It is now Marshall who's pushed his way through to the front. What's happened to Rob S? Oh! The tyres are catching everybody out. He's got front and rear damage as well. That will repair itself, but slow him down for a corner or two. What a shame. Makes him a position then. I wished he did come in for tyres. The amount of time he's lost. So how many team are you driving for? You're just in the standard. Oh, you're driving for Team Malta, of course you are. Obi still pulling out time then. Oh, I'm going to stop talking about Mockin because I feel like I'm cursing him now. He always ends up spinning around when I say he's doing really good. Either that or he's listening to me and his head's getting too big, I'm not sure. Wobbling out of his chair, maybe. I don't know. Obi now stomping away with it. 5.6 seconds over Marshall. Not stopped yet. Marshall decides not to stop either. Still a fair chunk of life left in these tyres. Skippy stays out as well on his mediums. Not doing too bad. Tyre slayer on the softs in fourth position. Mockin Weeks again trying to get himself some kind of redemption. Not doing too bad. Fifth. There's another 2 seconds off of Obi's time, so still pushing hard. He's just got to remember where that mistake came in and avoid it. The next few laps. Rob S then in 6 on his mediums. No one been in the pits yet then. Ricky J, tyres looking great at the minute actually for his mediums. Dodger tyres looking good as well. Sitting in 8th. Fudder. It's a little bit deep through the source. Allows Manny to go through, allows Pilgrim to go through. A little mistake then's cost him 2 positions. We have already seen him do an overtake on Pilgrim. Lap 6, fresh set of softs. might have done. Looking a little bit too good for 9 laps, that's for sure. So, Obi has now made a mistake. That puts Marshall at the front in the softs. It's all happening here at Spa then. Skippy, he's just hanging around the front in his mediums. I'll just hang about. You lot can spin off in your softs. I'll just keep poodling around at my race pace. Thank you very much. Just keep binning it around me. Obi then into 3rd position, Tyre Slayer 4th, but for how much longer? Mocking Weeks slings one up the inside on the exit of Blanchimont down towards the final chicane. Mocking Weeks scoops his way through then into 4th position. And look at the time now between himself and the front. 9.3 seconds. I know that's not Obi-Wan anymore, but it does help him out in terms of points. Chase, so to speak. So 8.9 seconds to try and hunt down those top guys. Obi-Wan with another little mistake as well, so he's got a bit of work on his hands to close that lead back up as well. 4.3 back from Marshall, 1.4 back from Skippy. Still looking pretty good on his mediums. Marshall now with a 2.9 second lead up front. Again, the softs just starting to let go a little bit if you're not ready for them. On round Barn Brussels. Still holding 3.4 seconds over Skippy. Skippy being closed down by Obi. 1.4 seconds back to him. Mocking Weeks just 3.8 back from Obi. Gap is it coming down? Yeah, it's yo-yoing a little bit. Everyone's tyres on the softs are Keck evening. Everyone's tyres on the softs are starting to hurt them a little bit. You can see Mocking and well, a few of the soft tyre drivers have had a few spins. Weeks has been round, Obi's been round. I think who else has been round? I think Tyre Slay got tangled up early on. Penalty being lost there by Rob S. Not sure where to pick that up from, but currently sitting in 6th. His tyres looking pretty good as well on the mediums. Really wide through there. Got to be careful you don't take all 4 wheels over that white line, or you do pick up those penalties. Ricky J is 7th. Not a bad position for Ricky J at the minute. Dodger in 8th, Maddie in 9th. To 10th. Pilgrim now been in the pits, come back out, fresh set of softs on for him. Gaps at the front starting to come down. Tyre wear on the back of Marshall's Super Formula looking pretty bad. He's got to be real careful with that on the exit of some of these corners. Time as well coming down as Skippy closes the gap, 2.4. Himself ahead of Obi-Wan though, that gap's still at 1.7 seconds. Mocking Weeks has managed to drag half a second out of Obi's time. So they are getting ever so slightly closer on track. We see Marshall hit the pits with everybody else following, but we see other drivers risk it for a lap or two. Again, they've seen the flip side of it. If you don't get it right, again, Obi's been around, Mocking Weeks has been around. They were sitting in 1st and 2nd. Obi runs himself wide through the exit of. I don't even know what that corner's called on the run out on the way down to Blanchimont. So 1.5 seconds. A wheel on the grass there as well. Is he looking in his mirrors? What's going on, Obi? But Mocking Weeks has managed to take another half a second out of him with that little mistake. Getting a little bit closer together. Marshall has another little twitch on the exit of the source. The gap down to 2.5 then between 1st and 2nd. Gap down to 1.3 between 2nd and 3rd. The gap down to 2.3 between It's third and fourth. Weeks then. Doing alright even after a mistake. Right, I'm not talking good about Mocking. Not doing it. Might not even see him on screen anymore. Just due to I'm scared to death he's going to bin it while we've got him on camera. Marshall then still holding that 2.3 second lead. Again, you can see him just feathering the throttle through here, just trying to hang on to that rear end. A little drift through there. Everything he can to hang on to these drivers with the fast tyres. Down to a second, but Mocking Weeks brings his gap down to 1.9. It just flicked to 1.8. Also, he gets a drift on out of there as well. You can see his rears are absolutely blown out. When will they risk coming in for a pit stop? Are they going to run it to fuel? Are they going to risk it to run out of fuel? Again, the tyres might say no. So Marshall stays out, his tyres, rears are absolutely dead. Again, loses loads of time through there, loses a whole second to Skippy. Obi-Wan and Mocking Weeks all stop out. Again, rears really blown out on the soft tyre drivers. Medium still looking pretty good on board for Skippy. See him make a bit of a comeback here on Marshall, go for that top spot before the end of this lap. 1.3 back, he's picked up half a second penalty. That's a kick in the groin. Mocking Weeks will be seeing that and pressing even harder now. Again, just got to be careful he doesn't press too hot. Get off, Mocking. Tyre Slayer, 5th, 8.5 back. Oh, also with a wobble on the rears, really struggling to grip here now then. On the mediums, also with a half a second penalty. Let's just keep an eye on that half a second penalty here. Far off the penalty loss zone. Mocking already taken a 10th of a second out of that time. Behind him, oh, he gets a drift on, he's stuck it in the wall. It's as easy as that. He's got to get this thing pointing in the right direction as well. And he's got his penalty to lose in a second. He'll be absolutely spitting bullets now. Tyre Slayer goes through. There it is. As easy as that with these tyres. Got to drift on. Try to hold it. It's just too much. And this penalty loss as well. Oh, what a dent. What an absolute dent. So Marshall in the pits this lap. Mocking Weeks in the pits this lap. Oh, is it going to be an Obi pit this lap as well? Oh, this will be such a slow lap for Obi. Skippy stayed out on his mediums. Plenty of life left in those. He's got a little bit of fuel left. I'm not sure if it's enough for 1 or 2 more laps. We'll see though. So Mocking Weeks in, Marshall in, Rob S stays out on his mediums. It is an in lap for Obi-Wan. So he's had a crash, he's had to lose a penalty, and it's his in lap. Oh, it's an absolute dent for him. So a few of the drivers have gone through. Ricky J goes through on his mediums, Rob S goes through on his mediums, and Skippy hits the front of the pack in his on his mediums. Again, they are all just about out of fuel, so it'll be the end of this lap or the next when they come in. To squeeze another lap out of his fuel. So Marshall rejoins the track, in 4th. He's stuck on a set of mediums for stint 2. Mocking Weeks has gone for the mediums in stint 2 as well. He's 2.9 back from Marshall. Tyre Slayer, he's been in, had a set of mediums on as well. He's gone for 3/4 of the tank. Manning's not stopped yet on his mediums. Roger in 8th has not stopped on his mediums. Obi-Wan comes back out of the pits with a fresh set of mediums for his second stint. Footer in the pits now, just been released. He's stuck on a set of mediums for his second stint. And yes, we've lost Manny, unfortunately. His wheels decided to give up. So that's the end of his race for the evening. So it is this man currently leading. He will be in the pits now, I think. He's not got enough fuel to do another lap. In he comes then. Rob S. Oh yeah, I think he'll probably be in at the end of this lap as well, looking at the fuel. Ricky J again. Ricky J might risk another lap here on that fuel. He says he's got enough to do another lap at least. There you go, Rob S into the pits then this lap. Let's see, what does Ricky J decide to do? He does go for another lap, okay. Fuel to do it. He's got 8.3 seconds currently over Marshall. Marshall to the line. He's been harassed though by Mocking Weeks. Mocking Weeks just 1.4 seconds behind. Enough of you, Mocking. There is that pit exit line. So Marshall goes through then. Mocking goes through. Skippy slots out into 4th for the time being. Again, we've got to wait for Ricky J up front to come in. Tyre Slayer in 5th with his fresh mediums. Manny still on his warm mediums. He's got a little bit of fuel on, so he's going to do another lap on that. Obi out on his fresh mediums. A lot of work from Obi to do. Rob S. Fresh set of softs on board for him, so mediums on the first stint. Softs on for the second stint. 27 seconds behind race leader. Let's see if he can make those softs work in his second stint. Dodger in the pits now then. He's getting his fresh set of tyres and fuel on. Comes out a fresh set of softs for himself, and Fuller has just come out on that fresh set of mediums. So everybody but Manny. Sorry, is it Manny? It is. Everybody but Manny that's not stopped yet. Has stopped. Just Manny left. So Ricky J still leads then. Again, he's got to come in the pits at the end of this lap. Down towards Blanchimont he goes. He's lost 3 seconds to the drivers behind him though. They're on a brand new set of fresh medium tyres. Versus Ricky J's worn mediums. He'll be in at the end of this lap. His fuel won't allow him to do another one. Oh, he's risked it. It could be. Oh, I hope you got this right, Ricky. It's a long old lap if you run out of fuel, my friend. So Marshall, Mocking and Skippy, 2nd, 3rd and 4th, all pretty close together. Oh, Ricky J. Getting the rear spun up on that. Not sure if Marshall and Mocking had a little bit of a love tap coming around the source. They were so close together. Going on from here with Skippy on his softs. Nope. Okay, we're on board with Mocking then. He's going for the move on Marshall. Slings one up the inside. Not too far on the cameras. Gets himself into 2nd position then. So both Mocking and Marshall on the medium tyre, being hunted by Skippy on a soft tyre. We've got Ricky J in front. A warm set of mediums, but he's yet to stop. I just hope your fuel lasts, Ricky J. Few weeks then, looking to try and pull a gap from Marshall already. He's got half a second on him. A couple of tenths through canvas. That gap up to a second then between Mocking and Marshall. He's within tow range of Ricky J here as well, so gaining the advantage from him on the run down to the final chicane. Mocking having to run around the outside. Ricky J needs that inside line because he's going in the pits this lap. He does and stays out of danger as well. In he comes then, so that releases Mockin back into the lead of this race. Again, just please bear in mind that Mockin Weeks got tangled up in a crash off the line, ended up in 10th position, fought his way all the way back to 5th by about lap 5, got up to 2nd, spun it round. Mr. Marge, evening brother, evening brother. I'm good, my friend, I'm good. And then when he did get up to 2nd, he was hunting down Obi-Wan, decided to spin it off track, drops himself back down to 5th or 6th again. Italy, Obi-Wan did the same thing, but then Mockin Weeks has pulled his way back to front. So Mockin leads then 1.3 seconds over Skippy. Skippy's managed to get his way past Marshall as well. Again, Skippy is on a fresh set of softs. The driver in front is on mediums, the driver behind him is on mediums as well. Again, he needs to put those softs to good use early on. Back to 4th then, Tyre Slayer also on the mediums, 11.2 back. Obi-Wan not too far behind him, just 1.6 seconds. Pushing hard on his mediums. Again, not had the best start, and a great start off the line, but has spun it round. Those worn out softs as well. Rob S in 6th. Saying, Mr. Marge, that I was saying to Duco earlier that we need to get the Team Oliver Racing group back. We need those races going. That's what we need. Rob S then holding that 6th. Ricky J back out the pits on a fresh set of softs, half a tank on board for him. So he knows how long he's running those for. Manny in 8th. There, it's a big catch. It's not Manning we've lost, it's Pilgrim we've lost. Why have we lost Pilgrim? Well, Manning ditched out because of his wheel, but it's not, it's Pilgrim. Currently Fudder at the back of the pack then, 4.2 behind Dodger. There's Dodger, and here comes a Fudder. That gap up on Dodger in front. Mockin Weeks. So Mockin Weeks has absolutely blown out his overtake function. He's got none of that left. 1.5 second lead. Has he been using that to try and close the gap back up to the front, or has he been using that to try and keep himself ahead of Skippy? We've seen bits and bobs of it used all over the place, so I believe he's just used it up as and when he feels like it. It's kept him at the front for the time being. Marshall falls off the back a little bit on those mediums. Tyre Slayer coming under increased threat now from Obi-Wan. Both drivers on the medium tyre, stopped about the same lap as well, pretty much the same amount of fuel on. Obi just finding a couple of tenths here or there, just 0.7 of a second behind Tyre Slayer at the minute. Through this particular section. Still getting a little bit of a toe off the Tyre Slayer in front. It's a blanching line and super full speed through there. Towards this final chicane. Gets the gap down to just under 0.6. On the exit of that final corner. Closes up on the way down to the source. Doesn't go for the move up the inside. Goes for the better line on the run through there though. Front 3 and closing down the hill. Full tilt now then. Carrying way more speed than Tyre Slayer already. Tyre Slayer hugging that inside line. Obi using a bit of overtake function to get past him. Tyre Slayer's using a little bit as well to keep himself neck and neck. Obi that just holds out. He holds onto that nerve. Tyre Slayer backs off. He's got a wobble on through there as well. Oh my god, that was Rob S behind him, getting a wobble on through the same corner. Maybe dipping your wheels a little bit wider for the circuit there, Rob, just catching you out of time a little bit, maybe. So good looking for those lines, but if those lines are costing you to spin around. Closing up on Tyre Slayer then. Are we going to see the same move? Through there, and close the gap back up down Blanchimont. Toe range 0.4 of a second. Closes up again, carrying more speed than Tyre Slayer through here. Taking a wider line through this part of the circuit. Tyre Slayer leaving the door wide open, so that gives Rob S the advantage up the inside. Tyre Slayer drops into 6. Oh, sorry, Rob S is on a soft tyre, so that's the reason he managed to make that work quite so easily. They're both on medium tyres, but no. Ricky J holding on to 7th. A lot of empty track around him. He's just got to keep it pointing in the right direction. And he's in 8th, but he has been struggling with his wheel. Dodger's in 9th. Harangued by Footer 69 Eng at the minute, down through Blanchimont as well. Dodger within the inside line, not giving Footer the opportunity to sling one up the inside. Footer stays in 10th for the time being then. Again, another good exit by him, closing the gap back up on Dodger down towards the source. As well. Can Footer close the gap? It's going to be a repeat of what we've just seen. 0.3. Overtake function being used then by Footer to close the gap, go for the overtake up the inside. Wow, but he's run himself far too deep and off he goes. Position back, what a shame from Footer. Just kept his foot on the throttle a little bit too long coming up the hill. Right, what's happened here? Markin's binned it. I wasn't even looking at him, but he's binned it. Skippy's then back into the lead of the race, 7.1 seconds over Marshall. Skippy's got just under a quarter of a tank of that overtake function left to play with. Marshall's got about the same. Mockin's used absolutely all of his, so it's all about driving finesse now for him. Only one pushing hard back up into 4th position. Rob S all over the back of him though on those softs. I've seen him pin his way past Tyre Slayer. He's still got a full quarter of a tank of that overtake function left to use as well, Rob. Tyre Slayer. Still got pretty much all of his overtake function left to use. Should be using that a little bit more, Mr. Slayer. Ricky J, again, just comfortably in that 7th spot. 19 seconds in front of him, 12.5 plus behind him to Manny. And he's almost used all of his overtake function as well. 22 seconds behind him is the battle for the final position between Dodger and Footer. Now take for a good couple of laps now, these two. Soft tyre on for Dodger, medium tyre on for Footer. Very similar in terms of fuels and overtake function. Dodger, stop looking in your mirror. Footer will be using that overtake function up here, will he? Someone's not to go for the position this time. Learned his lesson from the last lap. Skippy extends up front. Marshall now with a 3.2 second lead over Mockin. We're into the final 10 minutes of this race, final 8 minutes of this race. 3 seconds the gap there between Mockin and Marshall. Obi gets a little wobble on coming out of La Source. S just 1.6 behind him. Obi looking quite comfortable at the minute. Is he increasing that gap? It's kind of staying at 1.5. Really going anywhere. His tyre slayer trying to close the gap up as well. 8.5 back for himself. J just nobbling around. There you go. Use that overtake function, Ricky J. Use it all. Use it all, my friend. You've got 7 minutes left. Don't use it going around the corners though. Manny having a lonely race now as well. Unfortunately, again he has struggled with his wheel cutting in and out. Dodger and Footer still bumper to bumper pretty much. It's about the 3rd or 4th lap we've seen them do this. Mediums struggling to get past Dodger on the softs, keeping him right there in his sights. This man, like I say early on, he was just hanging around up front, just hanging around. Yeah, I'll do a bit second, yeah, a bit first, a bit third, a bit fourth. Yeah, I'll hang about up front. Yeah, go back to second for a bit. Oh, why not? Come in the pits, come out in 5th. And there he is. He's just been hanging around up the front. Working out for him at the minute. 7.2 seconds lead. We've got just over 6 minutes of this race remaining. Marshall making no headway into his time. Weeks not been able to make a dent into Marshall's time. He says that just as Weeks takes 0.3 out of him coming out of La Source. That gap down to 2.7 then from 3. So what can Weeks do in these last 6 minutes? Looking good. He was in the lead at one point, but decided he's going to go and have a close look at a bit of armour coat. Obi then in 4th, 8.8 back from Mockin, and under serious threat now from Rob S. Just a quarter of a second behind him coming into Les Combs. Obi having to go massively defensive on the way into there. Oh, Rob S. having a little look at the inside coming out. Brussels then, unable to get one up the inside there. Maybe just bide your time here, Rob. Wait for those faster parts of the track. Keep off the grass as well, my friend. That's always a good bit of advice. Opened up a little bit, 2.8. Obi finding a bit of time in this middle part of the circuit. Trying to break that toe off of Rob S so he doesn't get the advantage down this faster straight. He's worked it out. He's dragged that time to 1.1 seconds. Keeps Rob S out of that slipstream range coming down this long straight here. Then Obi. Just depends how quick this man is on the next couple of laps. Tyre Slayer 11 seconds down in 6th. Again, he's going to be comfortably in that position bar any mistakes. Same for Ricky J. 9 seconds behind him now to Manny. Manny's got another 31 seconds, 32 seconds behind him to Dodger. Dodger's still got a mirror full of Footer. Absolutely neck and neck, those two, for the last few laps. Skippy not putting the foot wrong here then. 7.3 seconds still. So Marshall loses a bit more time to Mockin Weeks. That gap gone from 3 seconds down to 2.4 or 2.7, sorry. It's now down at 1.3. Just over 3 minutes remaining as well. 2 more laps, I think. That's about all they're going to get in. They might squeeze 3 in. bit more. Just outside that slipstream range at the minute for Mockin. Just needed to be, I think it's about 0.85 of a second to get that toe, but he's had a pretty good exit. Just hits that 0.85 now, and the time is coming down 0.6 as they hit the braking zone. Good exit there by Mockin Weeks. Down to 0.4, chasing down towards the source then. Can Marshall hang on to this one? 2.5 minutes left. Mockin Weeks almost pushing Marshall around that corner. Gets a little wobble on through there as well. Mockin Weeks closing up. Might be able to go for the move already. Not quite. Closing up, looking for a way past now. Side by side. Marshall just needs to remember he's got the overtake function, but Mockin Weeks hasn't, remembered it. Mockin Weeks gets up the inside then. Back into second position for Mockin. Looks like we've got a driver off track. There's some yellow flags being waved, so we'll just see who we close up on. Gets a better corner through there as well, pulls a little bit of time over Marshall. But nobody is able to touch Skippy at the minute. It was Skippy that ran himself off track. He is 8.9 seconds up the road, sitting in first place. Mockin Weeks currently second, Marshall currently third. Rob S has got him, oh my god. Rob S is into fourth. What has happened to Obi-Wan? Oh no. Oh no. Obi's had a mare. He's parked up at the side of the track. I think he's been around once too many times. I don't know if there was any contact between himself and Rob S, but we didn't see it. Skippy then. 30 seconds left on the clock as he crosses the line. Mockin Weeks comes around this final corner. He's just going to squeeze another lap in, as is Marshall. Rob S then, 10.6 seconds back, should just cross the line. So he gets another lap in. Oh, we're going to see Tyre Slayer squeeze another one in. He is 57, 58, 59. No, that's it. So we are going to see Tyre Slayer. He's going to be the first person to cross the line. He's going to take fifth. Huh? Oh yeah, he does take fifth. Yeah. Ricky J. Oh, because Obi-Wan dropped out. Ricky J comes through to take that position off him, so he jumps himself up into sixth position. You'll be happy about that. Manny up to the line. He'll take seventh. Dodger. What? Will he? Fuddock's 0.8 behind him, but I don't think he's going to be able to get it done. It's the very last stretch of circuit. Too far back now. Too far back now. Last corner coming up. Taking it nice and easy around those last couple of corners, doesn't want to spin the wheels up, so he comes up towards the line. He's going to take 8th, Footer's going to take 9th. Obi is angrily parked at the side of the track, so we'll wait for Skippy. He heads down through Blanchimont then towards this final corner. Almost runs a little bit deep through there, not to worry, he's only got these couple of corners to go. He does take the top spot then. Skippy again, he just needed to hang around. Mockin Weeks, I've got to say, what a drive from Mockin. Second position, 5.9 seconds back in the end. Marshall unlucky, 3 seconds back in the end. It was a good drive, but just not to be third position for you. And Rob S comes home for fourth. Yeah, just Obi-Wan who's decided to duck. There it is. Skipster taking the win in round 3. Like I say, I've got to say, Mockin astounding drive, my friend, astounding drive. Obi, taking nothing away from you, you know, a spin as well. You managed to get yourself up there, back up the front. But I don't know what happened at the end. I don't know what happened at the end. Cheers, Mr. George Marge. Appreciated that, my friend. Yeah, some good racing there. Some. Well, let's just say it was entertaining, shall we? For some of the drivers. Mocking getting a spin. He crashed at the start. Just didn't even move off the line, so got tangled up with, I think, Tyre Slayer. So those two ended up at the back of the pack. Managed to work his way through to the front. Mocking second. Then spun it off, and then managed to get back up front. Yeah, it was just chaos. It was just chaos. But again, Skippy was just hanging around up that front all the time. Just do. Oh, there's a driver on soft spinning off. Great, I'll have that position. Oh, there's another one gone. Oh, and another. So yeah, he just hung around at the front and took the win. Simple as that. That's what you got to do, people. Just be nice and calm and collected like Skipster. Right? In fact, he has to go and beat up a kangaroo after this kind of racing. You know, that's neither here nor there, but that's what it takes. That's what it takes. As long as he can stay calm on the racetrack. Go and fill that ruin. That's what it's all about. Captain Bugwash, well done to everyone. Yeah, there was some good racing. Again, some unlucky moments for some of these drivers, but it's not always perfect. And the super formulas aren't that forgiving, to be perfectly honest. So that's going to be it from tonight. I hope you've liked what you've watched. We're back on Thursday night at the same time, 9 o'clock, for the Mazda Challenge, round 2 of that one. And then back same time, same place on Sunday night for round 4 of the super formulas. No problem at all. So that's going to be it from me. I hope you've liked what you've watched. If you have, give it a like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Most of all, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.